Oh, alright guys, a little update. We've only been working on the Galaxy and it's just been awkward with the weather and these sporadic rain things. The Galaxy's outside, so it's hard to work because obviously my workshop isn't long enough. But an update for us. So, the switches were finally arrived. So, we've remodified the light switch so it all works properly and is in its right place. We've fitted a nice hazard switch, and this is the switch for the indicators. So it's just an old classic car thing. You'll have to get that lined up exactly on the dash to cover the hole, but you get the idea. New ignition barrels all fitted, which is excellent. This one is the wiper thing, and so it's a rotary control. This one is just a spare rotary switch. There's nothing of anything because the heaters are on here. Problem we have here and here, you see the lovely ring that bolts on. That's what's left of the lights one, and this is what's left of that one. The plastic, the 50 odd year old plastic, and they're just mullered. So obviously, as you can see, it's just that was the lights, which is now that one as such. I only need to put the windscreen wipers in here, so what I think I might make this one into is a 12 volt cigarette lighter, because actually a USB port, because I think obviously you always need USB ports, so that's what we're going to do. Excuse the Benz bike. The stereo is there, which is going to go in, but the downside is I'm going to have to find out what on earth's gone on here, because it's all been disassembled or somebody's knocked the front off or whatever it is, but it's just not going in like it should. This kind of matches with these, so I'm just going to try and clean it up a bit. I'm not wanting to tamper with it too much. So there's all that, but at least, you know, proper indicators, which will be UK way, and a hazard circuit, because this car didn't have hazard lights and it's a big monster and we should have them on. Remember back to the lights problems that we had. So new twin light holders in both sides. There we are, pins there, proper offset new bulbs and everything for them. And the lenses. Now if you remember, these were mullered. I'll just find a bit of white card somewhere. That'll do. So, nice bit of orange glass in there. If you remember in the last video, these were all moulded and bent and everything else like that. We were lucky because it's a shielded part itself. So we've got some orange acrylic, cut that out. We're going to line the inside of this with reflective tape, which is good old aluminium tape there. So we're going to line there just to make sure that there's lots of reflection in there. The backing plates were ridiculously big because they had huge light bulb holders in. That big. So what we've done, this is a reflective plastic that I have. So these have been bonded and sealed into there. And then what's going to happen is we'll have new modern 501 light bulb holders, but what they do is they click in. Again, these is all stuff that comes from that wonderful place called Builders Solutions. So they're going to be clipped into there. The hole's going to be drilled out. We have an orange 501 bulb to go in there. T5 I think they are, if I remember right, actually not 501, sorry. And then this will all be lined with the silver foil. They go, spin it around. So they go on there like that. And then this plate, as you can see, it's just all mocked up on the bench for now because I'm letting everything set. And that goes on there like that. So what we'll end up with is a nice orange indicator light in there. It looks dark at the minute because I've still got to seal it all up and put reflective in. I'm either going to use the tape because it's a bit of a weird shape and everything inside there, or I'll end up lining the inside of this with the silver plastic that I have, which is this wonderful stuff. Obviously, we've got a clean side, I've got a scruffy side, but it's ideal for making light lenses and things like that. Quite handy. Obviously, the orange, we just bought an A4 sheet of orange acrylic. Perfect for lights as long as you don't have too much wattage bulbs on, which is what was the matter with the last one. Somebody had the big, silly, same kind of bulbs as... Where are they gone? Where are they gone? Where are they gone? Oh, that's the relays. You know what I mean, standard light bulbs, they keep big things in that tiny little hole there. So they melted, and they melted all the plastic, they distorted and changed all the shape of it, and this was just warped. The plastic was actually melted to the point where it was touching the bulb. They were interesting to cut out, but we've got them done. So, not much happened this week for the simple fact that we've been waiting for parts. Postage is postage in the UK, we all know what it's like. But at least the lights are all sort of knocked up now. This is going to be fun. I'm going to hunt out in the States to see if I can get any of my friends over there to find them. There should be an easy part to get because it's a classic 1960s Ford, but it's God knows how much. You know, the part will be like 3-4 quid, but it'll cost you 25 quid to get the bloody thing posted over here. And it's whether the person that has them sitting on their shelf will actually post to the UK. One of them. I'm sure you've all been in similar situations. That's what the lenses were like. See how the warpage, look at it. It's crazy. That was a flat lens. Because it had the wrong bulbs in for whoever did it, it just literally distorted all the bulbs. I'm going to see if I can get it focused. There you go. It distorted all the bulb and melted it and just everything. It was disgusting. Ridiculous. Use the right bulbs, people, or don't use them. You know what I mean? It's quite common sense, really. Put the wrong bulbs in and this is what you'll do. You'll melt. And we had to go this way because each one of these, for the new reproduction stock of them that you can get from America, I think it was 89 quid just for the plastic bit alone. That's not including any of the chrome or the chrome out of trim and everything else. And then it was 45 quid to get shipped over. And then there's 2 of them. And it's just crazy. Ridiculous. So, you know, all for the sake of somebody couldn't be bothered to find the right bulb. So they put big size wrong bulbs in and just melted the bloody thing to death anyway. Which is why these were all knackered, because it caused too much heat and distorted them. These have all got to be cleaned and sorted out and that, but at least they're kind of ready to go on. We'll have to make some gaskets up, which is why these aren't bolted up yet, because there's one gasket for on here but there isn't the other one. So I'm just going to get some new thin rubber and make some new rubber seals on there to keep them all watertight. And yeah, that's it. So hopefully next weekend all 3 will be working again, and we should be getting close to finished. We still need to work out speakers, because there's no speakers in the actual door of the Galaxie. There's a couple of little, you know, the ones that are encased that you used to have on your back shelf of your car before all 6x9 ovals and that come in. There's a pair of them sort of stuffed under the seat, so we might just have to wire them in because it's what we've got to work with. But we'll see. The only other thing is we've got to wire in the hidden toolbar, which we'll do when we create the harness to wire in these. We're going to make it all nice plugs, everything else like that, like we do with all the rest of it. And yeah, so bit of a slow process because of the simple fact that we were waiting for parts and just, you know, the standard thing, buying bits and waiting for bits and postal services that aren't the best in the world. But yeah, little update. You know what I mean? As I say, yep. We just built it home, kids' bikes all over the garage and stuff like that. But hey, it's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, these are going to be the interesting one. Trying to make new ones of these. if I kind of find them in the States, I might have to dig out the old 3D printer and see if we can print something and then just paint it. But I can draw perfectly. I can draw and design perfectly. Drawing stuff on CAD, I'm not so good at yet. I'm learning, but just with everything else, it takes a while. I'm more of a hands-on person than anything else, so as most people know about me. But that is a clutch for me BM. It's a single mass flywheel conversion for the 325i, the N52 model. It's uprated because obviously I've got a little bit of a modified BM, but that should change all the pedal feel and everything else like that. But we can't put that in until we get the Galaxie finished and back off to its home, to then be able to put my BM on the drive and get it on some axle stands, which are currently holding the Skyline in the air. So I don't know. I might just have to admit defeat and, I don't know, go to a garage, which I hate doing, but unfortunately it's one of them things when you haven't got the ramp yet. But yeah, watch your space and we'll see how we're getting on. Thanks people, bye bye.